5. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pure Evil MMA. I'm your host, as always, Eva Letty, and today we have a very special guest joining us, Eva Schultz, who has an upcoming fight. What's going on, Eva? How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing fine.
So honestly, you've been in the scene for quite some time now. I'm looking at your Instagram, and the first thing I really want to ask you is it literally looks like you're a professional cook or like a chef or something like that. Do you do all your own cooking for your fights?
Yeah, I do all my own cooking. I think it's very important for me to focus on how I eat, to have energy enough for building myself up before. So I look pretty much into how the diet is supposed to be.
Not only that, I'm looking at it and like photos of my food, like on Instagram or stuff like that. I always make sure it looks like it's straight off a map. It looks like you take a lot of time in the food, devour it. Matter of seconds, you always make sure to get the the artsy side of. Are you really meticulous about stuff like that? Like making
Yeah.
sure every little thing is perfect?
No, I think that what you eat, you're also supposed to find very appealing for you. I do some efforts in how I arrange it. I like to look at the colors also. So when I dish it up, I want to really appetite going. So it's very important for me that my eyes also like what it sees for eating it.
So when you're getting ready for fights, what's some of the foods that you like to eat? It seems like you're a big chicken eater. Like you like to eat a lot of chicken, a lot of salad, even like the fruits and stuff. I mean, I would love to come over for dinner one night, honestly.
Yeah, I do eat a lot of I do eat a lot of chicken. I eat like chicken 3 times a day. So it's pretty much because I need to have enough protein with all the training I'm doing. Fruits is because I like sweets. so I do eat it. It's very nice, and you can't really eat anything else. So it's very important for me to stay focused on the eating too. But I need some sweets also. So fruit is really nice. I really love it.
Also, it looks like you got a tattoo on your left forearm. What is that tattoo that you have? What does it stand for?
On my left arm?
Yes, on your like close to your bicep.
Oh yeah, it's a tattoo I had. Yeah, it's a tattoo I had made when I at one point I did Kyokushin knockdown, and when I do stuff I like to dedicate myself very much, and this tattoo means a lot for me, and all the signs in the tattoo is nice values about respect and to be humble and be dedicated and perseverance. You know, when you do things you need to do it 100%. To have the respect for other people and for the things you're doing in your life. So I think it's this many things that I have integrated in myself as a person. So I really love that tattoo.
Are tattoos like frowned upon overseas? Because here in the United States, like lawyers have, neck tattoos and stuff like that. We see a lot of, people that usually wouldn't have tattoos over in America have tattoos this day and age. Is it the same way overseas, especially with women?
Most women in my car make tattoos that they find neat and pretty. Some make them girlies with flowers and stuff, and a lot of colors. But I like when it's supposed to have a very personal meaning for me. Like I do have my whole back is tattooed. I do have a big Buddha, and I have the tigers and some Thai signs for protection. So it's very personal tattoos I make on my body. It's not like just because I need. The tattoos are very modern, so I need to be like everybody else because I'm absolutely nothing compared like everybody else. I'm not like everybody. So my tattoos, they're very personal for me.
Like, honestly, it's something that really defines people. This day and age, especially in the combat sports. I mean, Muay Thai is a little different than mixed martial arts, but I feel like it's a good understanding that this day and age, a lot of the fighters need to make sure that they represent themselves, stand out a little bit. Like, what is it about this fighter that is going to make, you know, someone new that's watching go home and be like, oh, I remember Eva Schultz. And, you know, between social media, which I see you have a new Twitter page, Instagram, you know, doing the posts with the foods, stuff like that helps you stand out. Is that something that you're realizing? And how do you feel about that integrating itself in this day and age with combat sports?
Yeah, of course you kind of make yourself identity around yourself as a person. I haven't really thought about how I want to make people see me. Well, I like to do what is me. So everything I do on social media, everything I post, what I write, is a lot of stuff that tells. And I'm like, you cannot put me in a box as a human being. I'm very compared to people in my society. So many people would like, oh, this girl is a little bit crazy, and some people would say, wow. Cool. So, but I don't really care what people say about me, as long as I'm true to myself, as long as I do what feels right. And in this sport, it's very important that you have very strong personality and that you strong-minded and that you know who you. For me, it's not like I want to show people to be some kind of type so people like me. I want people to like me for being me, the way I am as a woman and as a fighter. So it's not like I have some special way I need to look, or I just do what I feel is right for me. So I'm very true and very authentic in the way I'm person.
Well, I see you just made a Twitter account. I'm going to be retweeting it on my Facebook, and I'll be posting it here down below on the description on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. What made you get a Twitter page? Is that, you know, another reason that you're realizing that the sport's evolving into the entertainment side?
Yeah, of course. If you're in a sport like, are serious about what you do, like I really am, and I really have ambitions about what I want and goals, then you need to on social media. And I made a Twitter account because I know a lot of combat sports is also going on Twitter. So you need to make people see you if you want to be interesting enough. People don't want to hire people they heard of. So I think it's very important that you need to be very conscious about using social media, and everybody can do it today.
So you're getting ready.
Also, still have to think about how you're doing it, because it doesn't matter.
So you're getting ready for this fight with Lion Fight, and it's a brand new year. There's something that's different about every other sport, like NBA, NFL. What are you doing to get ready for this fight? It's a brand new year. Are you excited? Because Lion Fight is one of the biggest promotions in the Muay Thai.
Yeah, scene. Well, yes, it is. I have gathered the best I could get here in my country within boxing, a professional former boxer who is very dedicated to teaching. I arranged private sessions in Muay Thai because I don't want to do it in a gym, because I need it to be very specialized for me. A gym in Larvik in Norway, because he's absolutely an amazing coach. So I've handpicked people I want to work with. I don't want to work with the mainstream, because in Denmark they don't have this kind of ambition like I have. So I need to specialize my training so I can to go there and show who I am as a fighter. And so it's important for me when I do things, I do it 100%. I don't only half-hearted or I can skip this. No, I have to go all the way. Then I get only the best coaches. So that's how I focused on getting the best team for me.
And what do you know about your upcoming opponent? Do you like to look into who you're going to be fighting? Do you leave it up to your management, or are you kind of curious? Because
Yeah,
like for a lot of people, they leave it up to their coaching.
yeah, from it up to my coach. I have never been studying my opponents. I focus 100% on my own process, and I let him see he's supposed to practice, what techniques and what is she doing, like fighters normally do. But I want my coach to do it, because then he will. Is she supposed to go in there to win this fight? So it's a part of his job to make this for me. Then I do the work when 100%.
So I'm looking on your Instagram right now on the video cast with everybody, and it seemed like your leg was bandaged up. What exactly happened to your leg recently, last October?
Yeah, I had an injury. I think it was back way in April. I had a colon surgery, and that set me back. Then after my surgery and recovery again, I got a fight, and I was on top when before fighting. Then 14 days before, I went to do some. The girl that I sparred with, she swept me, so my knee ligaments got hurt. So they had to cancel. Very, very bad, and I was so sad. I was so sad. Well, but I did all I had to do.
I feel like going through something like that would make somebody hungrier, more anxious to get back in there. You also have time to focus.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you need to let your body recover. A lot of fighters, they go out there and it's always, go, 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 go. Did this kind of help you slow down for a little bit?
Yeah.
Focus a little bit more on the, mental side of things?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am very, very eager and very hungry to get back in the ring, more than I had, because last year was not the best year for me, injury and surgery, so it was not a good year. But I really want to go back. Like, I am so hungry for this, but at the same time, when I go fight, I always keep my head. I don't just brawl because I get too eager. I think it's important to constantly also be intelligent when you do your fight. Meet your opponent very good, and then of course be prepared. So when you do your techniques, you do them really, really hard. You don't go soft on anything, So I really look forward to it, and I'm so hungry. Oh, really.
Well, I got to ask you this. A couple of years ago, there was a big fight that went down for Lion Fight against Jarina Bars, which I'm sure you know who Jarina is, and Chris Cyborg.
Yeah.
Have you been following along with Jarina Bars? I mean, there's been a lot of girls overseas in the Muay Thai scene that has made it big in the last couple of years. I mean, that was huge for Jarina. Then you have people like Jermaine Durandamy, who won the UFC title. All girls from overseas over there. Do you follow along with a lot of the, and all the other female fighters over there?
What do you mean with follow along?
Do you follow along with Jarina Barr's career, Jermaine Durandamy? I feel like a lot of the girls over there have been making a big rise and really representing Europe.
Yeah, I do. I think it's I feel very amazed when girls also from Europe they make breakthrough. I'm very. I know how much work it's going to take for them. I know how hard they have to work, and harder than people can imagine. And I think follow their journey all the way, to see how they develop, how they manage, how they succeed in their goals. So I feel very happy when I see they succeed. And I think it's a part of the sport that we need to support each other. We don't need to be like enemies and envy each other. We need to be happy for each other. So how they do, and I think it's very nice.
Before we end the interview and I ask you a final question about this upcoming fight, what did you do for Christmas and what did you do for New Year's? Do you have any New Year's resolutions that you're trying to aim for in 2019? And first off, how was Christmas?
Christmas was very, very nice. I have a very small family. Like I have my mother, so it's just us, and we have the tradition for just having a nice time. I asked my son, "You want to go to London or somewhere we can have a nice Christmas?" He said, "No, we need to have Christmas at home like we used to." So it was very cozy. And New Year's Eve I spent with a very, very good friend, and no, we're just talking about the future and what we dream of and our goals. And I have really more than ever said to me this year that of course I will not reveal it, but I do have some very big goals, and I hope I do succeed in this. I will do my getting there. So yes, I have set some very specific goals, and I look forward to this year because
It seems that you just said that you have a child. What does that change for you as a fighter? I mean, this is such a selfish sport. You got to constantly, give it your all.
Yeah, yeah, I do. It's a matter of everything is about planning, and you need to like. There's nothing that oh, I just skip morning training, or I just skip this because everything in details. Otherwise, you cannot do this sport because there is no like jumping the lower fence because it makes it more easier, comfortable. Everything in details, and I'm a single mom with him, and we have managed it so good together. And he knows that this sport is just love, and he knows that, and he is very proud of his mother too. So we do get along in a good way in planning all every day.
Before we end this and I ask you about the
Yeah.
fight, you train children as well. I'm seeing a lot of children on your Instagram as well.
Yeah, I do train children also. Yeah, I do. I have a big passion for teaching Muay Thai, both children and adults. But children are very, very neat to work with, because they're so eager to learn, and they're so like, they're so because they're not stiff, they're not like having bad habits or anything. They're just like, wow, okay, we do this, then they do it. So it's very inspiring for me, and it gives me a lot of energy to work. I have this big heart and passion for Muay Thai, so I really like to teach other people to get all the great feelings that this sport is also giving you. So children are very nice to work with.
So my final question to you is, what can everybody expect when they tune in to watch your fight?
Well, they can expect that they will see a fighter who is respectful towards their opponent and towards people around her. But when I go in the ring, I get very set up on what I want. I don't just take punches. I am sure I give the payback, but I'm not like the really aggressive pit bull, just attack. No. I look, I observe, but sure, when I punch, I do punch hard punches, and I do kick hard kicks, and I really, really my elbows. So they can expect to get some very interesting fights with some very nice, maybe a little. Elbows is one of my favorites, so this is what I'm going to give to people, and I will give them something very nice to in the fight. So yeah, so they will be entertained in a very good way.
And how many times do you see yourself fighting this year? Like if it was a perfect world, how many times do you fight this
Excuse
year?
me?
How many times do you think you're going to fight this year, or how many times would you like to fight within the calendar year?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had 2017. I did 12 fights, so I had a fight once a month. And if I don't get injured or anything, keep it up. Like around 8-10 fights would be very nice to get. But you never know, and you never know what. So, but that would be my dream. And I do have some things I want to reach, but I have good people to work with, so and the Iron Chin promotion is one of my very, very great people. That's going to be very good. And Christopher Hyman Larvik also, so Klaus Wilken Bettino. So they will all do whatever they can to get me to reach my success that I work for. So yeah.
And it says that you're a 3-time world champion. Well, fighting under a big promotion like Lion Fight, does it add any stress to you at all, knowing that it's going to be televised, that there's so many eyes on you? How does that feel going into a fight, or do you just kind of black all that out?
Oh, I'm very calm. You know, my profession besides this is that I have a and I have worked as a psychologist for around 11 years, and I know pretty much about how human works, and I'm very and stuff like that. So you know, I have this inner peace when I go to the ring and just like feel joy. I know a lot of people is watching, but I just go in and really find myself in peace and enjoying what I'm doing. So it doesn't bother me at all, not at all.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Pure Evil MMA. We're going to be tuning in to watch your fight. And honestly, the way we like to end these interviews, if you have any shout outs, anything at all, of course, thank you to Al Rodriguez of Iron Chin for connecting us. And shout out to Lion Fight for always putting on exciting fights with upcomers like yourself, because they've been putting on some amazing cards in the last couple of years. So if you have any shout outs, anything at all, sponsors, the floor is now all yours.
I would like to say thank you to Al, Iron Chin Promotion, because he's the one who is giving me this chance, and I'm very, very grateful. For Hyman Larvik, who is also a part of this in Europe, I would like to thank him too, because he has always had my back. He has always been there for me, and also being my coach in Norway. So thank you very much. Suprema Fight Gear, I would like to thank, because they contacted me and said, "Oh, you make so great pictures on Instagram." I would like to thank everybody who is kind of believing in me and have the really good agenda with a good heart, and much forward to be a part of all this and to go entertain a lot of people. Like they will not regret this. So to having a great year with everybody. So thank you very much, and I will see you there.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we're looking forward to your fight. God bless.